For the panel discussion, we have with us Her Excellency Mrs. Lissé Talbot, Madam Consul General of France in Pondicherry and Chennai, and I request Dr. Shija Varghese to honor Her Excellency. Our Registrar Ma'am, Dr. Shija Varghese, will now honor Her Excellency, Madam General Counsel. Next, I invite Mrs. Namrata Golmandla, Miss Tourism World India 2023, onto the dais. I request our Registrar, Dr. Shija Varghese, to honor Mrs. Namrata. Thank you, ma'am. Please be seated, ma'am. Next, we have Dr. Janani Dakshinamurthy as one of the panel members. She's a research fellow of IIT Madras and director of Gene Aura Private Limited. I invite Dr. Janani onto the stage, and I request our registrar, Dr. Shija Varghese, to honor Dr. Janani Dakshinamurthy. For the panel discussion, we have Dr. Florida Tilton, Chairperson and Managing Director of BioZone Research Technologies, as the moderator, and I invite Dr. Florida onto the stage, and I request our registrar to honor Dr. Florida. Thank you, ma'am. I now request Dr. Florida to take over the session.
Very good morning to all my fellow sisters. Good morning. How many times everybody have said good morning and we are not getting it? It's not an afternoon session with the full heavy lunch and you've come ready to sleep. It's not that session, right? So it's a morning and all of you have listened to all inspiring stories from all women. And I would really like to have everybody's attention here just to listen to the wonderful dignitaries on the stage while they share all our doubts and questions regarding child empowerment, child education, and then women empowerment. So being a woman, I'll just start being an entrepreneur, I will just have to start with just a message, which I always tell my women sisters. The journey which I had taken from an academician to industry to an entrepreneur. Just a small little story. When we take care of so many things, finances at home, and everybody are dependent on you for managing the finances. But when I went to the bank to start my company way back in 2008 with my proposal to start a biotech company, which is kind of male-nominated scientific society, the bank manager asked me that, okay, your proposal doesn't seem to have a profitable business. Can you ask your husband to vouch for your proposal, financial proposal? So we manage everything at home, and then the banker asked me this. So I asked him back that if my husband had come with such a proposal to you to start a business, will you ask him to bring your wife to vouch your proposal? So if you don't do that and then just trust in women who can also break the barrier and come up. Pat, within 3 months, I got 25 lakhs of OD facility with just the proposal and started my company in 2008. So that's been my start. And just this message of all women: break the odds and brave the fear. Chase definitely your dream, and there'll be definitely a light at the end of the tunnel. And stand out. Being unique is something which is really make you very happy. And be happy women and be a proud woman. And of all the theme here today for the women's right, the theme for this year is investment on you. So the investment on you, I would say that invest on your health, because as being women, we ignore our health and take care of everybody. As a mother for children, as a grandparent for grandchildren, and as a family member, you take care of everybody around you and ignore your health. So invest your health, invest your time on your health, and then be happy and be proud and be a healthy woman to conquer the world. Thank you so much, and I will just start off with the session. Yeah. Her Excellency, Mrs. Lisa Talbot, we were really very happy to have you here today and amidst your busy schedule. I think you have got lesser time, and I will put all the questions for you first. So you will have to continuously answer all the questions I'm not able to mix. So from your experience, ma'am, how can we ensure that equal access to quality education for girls, particularly in regions and community where they face barriers to schooling? Means like if they are in the remote places and villages, and then there maybe it is more appropriate for India, but then if from your perspective, what can be done to empower the girl children to get a good education, quality education in such regions and communities where they face difficulties in commuting to schools which are far away? What do you think some policies can be taken from the government side, which can make easier for them to, get a better education? Because the safety becomes an issue for girls who travel a long distance to reach to schools. So, any suggestion on any ideas which can be implemented to make that easier for them, safer to, yeah.
Good morning again. Thank you for the question. It's a very wide issue, and I'm not a policymaker specialist in education, because to solve the issue you need education policy, local development policy, local transportation policy, and you have to look at the issue on a very global perspective. And I would say, if you gather all the stakeholders, transport, local transport agency, school agency, and maybe also some parents and mothers to understand, you also had to talk to the mothers and fathers to convince them to send their girls to schools, and also train the teachers to be more, I would say, there's a word in French, bienveillance. So to teach the equally boys and girls, because we know we have inner unconscious bias, gender bias, unconscious, that we will encourage more the boys. Okay, be strong, you can do it, you're a boy. And a girl will say, no, you failed, don't worry, you're a girl, it's not a big deal. You'll succeed next time. And teachers and us, as the way we've been brought up in our societies, we have this unconscious bias inside ourselves. So if we make this slowly with education, with sensibilization, communication, trainings, make it disappear from the teachers, from the policymakers, and also from the parents. So we help the society to raise the children in a more equal way, stop buying blue t-shirts for boys and pink dresses for girls, which is the more obvious unconscious bias. But the whole society is built this way. We will give. Why are we offering for birthday gift a science box to a boy and a doll to a girl, meaning girls cannot play with science boxes? Of course they can, and they have to. So, it's all state of mind. I cannot talk about how to... I'm not a specialist of local development policies in India, but we need to, besides the policies, the state policies, we also need to work on this unconscious bias that we have, and if we don't work on that, this will not reach equal chances.
Thank you, ma'am. In continuation of that question, that how we can inculcate the awareness of or involvement of girls and women in science, technology, and mathematics and engineering. So those fields, more participation we would like to get from the women. So how do we create such awareness or to the women? In what way we can do that?
Yeah, again, that's a challenge. It's a challenge in India. It's a challenge in France too. Huh? We try to attract more girls and women to science, academics, and engineering institutions. First, I think we need more women as role models to show girls that it's possible, that women have achieved before them, so they can do it, to show the way. So role models is very important in engineering and science. I mean, in every sector of society, if you have a model to follow, to inspire you, then you know it's possible, and then you will build your own path to achieve these dreams. So more role models. So we have very famous Nobel Prizes, female Nobel Prizes in physics, chemistry, economics. We have female astronauts. I remember when I entered the diplomacy, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs at that time, I had the chance to meet our Ministry for European Affairs, and it was Mrs. Aigneret, Mrs. Claudie Aigneret, which was our first female astronaut to go on the International Space Station. And it was a very emotional moment. I had already embraced the career, but to see her in person and to see, because in the diplomacy at that time, it was 2003, we have only 2 female ambassadors, 2 ambassadrices, only 2 as role model for like 4,000 female diplomats that we were. So it's hard to project yourself into the career, to say, what can I become as a diplomat? Will I just stay a secretary, offering coffee to senior diplomats? Or can I be one day an ambassador? Can I be a consul general? When you have the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it's 15,000 people. 2 ambassadors, female ambassadors in 2003. Okay, so how can you tell yourself, encourage yourself, can I do it? Yes, you can, but yeah, it's going to be hard. You need to work hard. So now we have about 30% of female ambassadors and female consul generals, but it's not still gender balance. But it's better, so you can. We have more role models. So, yeah, promoting role models would be my answer.
You can Students and audience, that these questions are framed and then been given to our experts for all of you to listen to. So we need a better focus in the session. And if you all have something to ask related to the questions, all of you are free and welcome to. And I think the second question, what ma'am has given a very brief and very honest answer, would really require a round of applause from all of you if you had to listen to it from the next question onwards. Ma'am, there's another question is going to be again a general one for you. But often we face this challenge of not getting equal opportunities in an industry. If you go men and women, there are some positions are offered only to men and not women, and there are gender biased opportunity giving to women. And what do you think should be changed? If it is some awareness, like if we make some talks, or to hire people, officials, educate them or give them an eye-opening session about the capabilities of women, or is it all known anyways? So what can be done that where equal opportunities can be given for women in industries, basically? Yeah.
So I'm sure there are many solutions. What we have chosen to do in France And we have reached this target now. So this law was passed in 2012. And we have reached this goal in big French companies who have now 40% of women in the boards. And when you have the willing at the leadership, then you can decline and go down within each company and have positive policies. And also you need, of course, full human resources policy with trainings. Trainings for girls to be more self-confident, to have the guts to apply to the higher position, because very often us ladies, we don't have enough guts to apply for a position. We say, oh, maybe I'll wait a little bit longer. I don't know, it's not a good time now. My kids is young age. My husband is busy. I'm not sure. And then you wait. No, you can go for it. But this is, again, you need some trainings. And so any company can center some mentorship programs for elder women to help younger women to get trained and prepare to ask for the promotion they deserve and not to wait too long. You don't have to wait till your kids are grown-ups to get the promotion you deserve. So you need leadership from the top and also human resources policy to help women to empower, and also trainings and human resources policies to sensibilize the management, so that men can accept women on the same level and share the same position. So it's working on both sides, I would say.
Okay, so that sounds better. You're all inside the session. Thank you, ma'am, for that wonderful, inspiring words, how we can actually make awareness to girls and women to apply for higher positions. First of all, we have to break that fear in women so that every opportunity can be given to them. So that's a wonderful piece of advice. And moving on to Namrata, before moving on to a more professional person, let us just have a shift of seriousness to a little bit of a life thing. And Namrata, congratulations for winning the award. And before starting the question, I would like to find out any challenges you faced personally to get this award in your journey of getting this award. Any specifically one or two challenges you thought you overcame and then competed and won this, if you can share.
Hello everyone, and happy Women's Day first. I want to wish you all that. I can see many bright faces here. So this is the beginning of your first success, that you are sitting here witnessing yourself, reflecting yourself among your peers. To come to this stage, you have not just your past, your genetics, whoever passed your genes to. All of them has fought for your rights, fought for who you are right now. You're able to come out of your house and sit here and inspire every other person. So that is the first step of success that you are enjoying. So I have taken that same privilege, and in my journey, I did face a lot of challenges. Sometimes modeling is not that great in India, as you all know. The industry doesn't allow women to be, sent into this kind of industry or entertainment industry, because they are casually termed as objectified, right? And even if you normally see anybody in this industry, particularly, they keep asking, did you get any kind of bad treatment or this or that? But it all depends on how you handle your entire life and journey. Your choices, your behavior, your character. So if you build yourself from a very young age, learning and inculcating the things that you need to develop. Okay? That it's not just about men and women here. It's all about a human being able to survive a situation. So I have also been said a lot of no's. I have heard a lot of no rejections in many of the industries, but I have never given up. So that stood as my first strength, that I have never given up in my entire journey. So I would also reflect the same knowledge to whoever is aspiring in any kind of field, not just one. You can go with education, you can go with your talents, you can go with your hobbies. Managing yourself to excel in it is up to you and your responsibility. So I have taken this responsibility of mine into very serious consideration, and I've come this far. And I'm proud of myself as also the people who have supported me. So I'm really grateful for it. Thank you.
So that's very nice to hear from such a young woman, and it's very inspiring. So the question for you is that what initiatives or programs have been successful in providing mentorship and a role model for girls, especially in underrepresented fields or communities? So you think some road shows or meeting associated with the social workers, or if we could do some programs, communal programs. So what's your opinion?
Well, this is a beautiful question that even ma'am has answered about this. She also mentioned about the mentorship here. That plays a really important role in shaping a person's future. And also career guidance. Career guidance is really necessary for every individual in any stage of life. And I think everybody, almost our own peers, are struggling to what to do in this wide, huge world. I think even you have that question in your mind of, what am I going to do next? What if I take that field? What if I take this field? Instead of questioning yourself, we have to promote more career guidance to understand the path we are taking and understand what's happening in future. And knowing the trends, knowing your trends as this is the techno-savvy world, we are in a technical era, the digital era. So I think having this technical literacy brings out the most to outshine your shells, come out of it and learn for that. I think these are the things that I think, ma'am.
So that's very wonderful and thoughtful of you to tell such an answer. Didn't actually expect it from you. So that requires a round of applause for her. Such a matured way she answered that question. So in continuation with that question, that how technology can be used to empower women, current technologies in this digital world. For the students who are using mobile phones, they're all glued into mobile phones, not particularly anybody. That is the technology where they are really obsessed with, including my teenage daughter and son. And using that, I've seen my students opening up 5 windows in a messenger chat or WhatsApp chat or whatever. All 5 windows is guy or girl who sends a hi message waiting for a reply from every chat window. 2 hands with 1 brain in mind. 5 girls are replying or 5 boys are replying. This girl or boy is trying to develop 5 different conversations at the same time from that hi to develop one conversation. And different dialogues, different conversations, same time. How is that possible for a person to? Because ultimately aim is that to achieve a girlfriend at the end of the day. And the 5 chat like completely involved. And how is that? Even for one message conversation we struggle to. But then 5 or 10 even, their capacity is very high. What is the motto there? Using the phone and 5 conversations same time. But the motto is to achieve one girlfriend. So that's the focus. When you get such a focus, you end up in doing that. You're using it at the maximum to get that. Adhikapra maintaining that becomes a very difficult task, and then you end up in excess. And my daughter says, now is the era of excess. Means like I went into her Instagram profile and she said, "Mummy, why are you just nosing into that guy profile? He's my ex. I have forgotten to block him." So now, now the point is that like how many girlfriends you have is a past. Now like how many exes you have? I have 2 exes, 3. Okay, now my first ex is now your girlfriend. Oh my God. Okay, then let's not meet up again. So this is what is happening. So our focus is to use the technology for what I'm really would like to have an eye opener for all the young ladies here. So just moving on to the third question, maybe. It's the same question. So apart from that, how technology can be used in an effective manner? What are the technologies and what is your advice? And were you spending much time on this or how was your experience? Can you just share?
Well, firstly, I would tell I feel bad for ma'am's daughter because she exposed everything. Okay, so coming to the question. Well, technology first serves as a biggest platform for you to empower one another. So if you use it in a right way, you can showcase your talents, your capabilities, and beyond that. Instead of building a character, you can build the code. You can learn the computer language. You can learn the technicalities. So use this platform as a biggest power to give power to everybody else. In simple sense, it means empowerment. So especially for women, as not everybody, can go out on the stage and, just speak out, or perform, or show what they got. This is a really first and foremost platform because the device is in your hand and it is everywhere available to the public. So when it is there for each and every individual in a country and a world, then why not use it to the grassroots level that you can showcase what exactly you are. So use this platform to aware about the rights, aware about the things that are going on in and around the country, and also to know what are the opportunities available for yourself to improve. So these are my things that I could tell. Thank you.
Please give her a big applause. What I would say is that, her profession is, she's one award, beauty queen. And I'm really sure that, she can be a very good speaker. And she can even take up a profession of professorship. Really amazed. Yeah. Moving on to, we'll come back to you for another couple of questions more. So you can just take a breath. And Dr. Janani, highly educated and an IITian. We will ask her this question first, that how does education helps women to chase their dreams. So maybe a challenge is what you face for higher education for women. You are a typical example for that, and just share your experience towards this.
Thanking everybody for this opportunity, and happy Women's Day to all the women here, and thanking the men here who are supporting the women, making the program go on with cameras and helping us, go organize this. So like everybody who's been telling today, it is an interdependent world. Men and women have to help out each other. So ma'am was just asking me, about the education journey. So like the other women here said, they were inspired at home. That's where it starts, education starts at home. I'm not talking about tech-savvy education, but a basic human, the characters and the rights. It starts at home. Similarly, my parents, my mom especially, she was hell-bent that I should complete my doctorate degree. And that's where it started. But I have also seen my students or juniors or my students who have struggled to complete their masters itself. I've seen them coming up and telling, my mom is supporting my brother do his course, but then I don't get that support, so that was one thing. But we've also come into a very good society that, a lot of colleges offer stipend for children, for girls who want to aspire. Generally, there are stipends for everybody, but I have got boys, I mean the male peers who keep telling, it's always lucky being a woman, you get a lot of fundings. There are a lot of funding opportunities and stipend opportunities. So once you tell your folklore at home that you are being you are given stipends, or you are being supported for your education from an external source, there is a change from in the parents' mindset and on the household mindset. So that's where. And when I said education starts at home, it starts at a very young age. So there, it has to start from home, because in the way a mother treats both her children, both male and female, the way she treats them, gives them the course, equal course to both of them, and equal education time to both of them, equal play time to both of them. The boy child who's growing will not find it very difficult to accept a female peer in his community, and that's where it starts. So education is and a girl has to know her rights. Only with education she gets to know, there are girls who accept harassment. They say it's right, they're men, they are having a lot of tension outside the house, they're showing it at home, and we are at home, there's nothing wrong in bearing it. They don't know their rights, they don't know what is required for them. When they are educated, they don't have to rebel, but then they know how to handle situations in a better way. They know what is their rights, they know what is the rights of the opposite side, and they also mature in a way that they can handle things, more effectively. It's not that our uneducated mothers are not handling things, but it's like they don't have to accept certain things just the way they are. They can put it forward, communicate it to the world in a better way, or in a way that their community would understand. One person cannot educate every community, because communities have local practices and local beliefs, and it is only that women from that particular community can make that community understand it has to be equal. So educating every woman from every community would give that information to that community, and I think that's how it will start small.
Okay, and how did you self-empower yourself? Like, you wanted to educate yourself to this level, not getting inspired or the support system from the family or whatever. How did you, take up the decision? How did you take up the decision of, what made you to?
Yeah. So this decision was like, I right now she called me an IITian brand, but to tell the truth, I was not a first bencher in the class. I was a back bencher. Okay, that's how I started my education journey. Really, I was an average student, but then I had my inclination towards subjects. So science was something which fascinated me, and so science was fascinating always, and then when I started doing some research, it just stuck onto me. So I think I call research a passion. At least it's like a dream, or it's fire which never goes down. Though I finished my PhD, I finished everything, though I'm an entrepreneur, my research side is still, very, very active. And yes, so when I tell the people around me that I'm going to do just research and, not support them in anything else, it's going to obviously not be very, welcoming at the side. So it has to be a balance of both. So that is how it's been done.
Thank you, and good that you stuck to your passion, and then you are continuing to do what you like. So at the end of the day, that's what makes you happy. So what you like, you do it, and with the passion, and that happiness gives you a feel of high. To take a 2 minutes continuation to her answer, in my family, I wanted to become a doctor too. And I was never a first rank holder, I was always been a third rank holder, because though my physics teacher says that I'm super intelligent, but then I don't have a memory power. My dad, who's a strict disciplinary army officer, was born and brought up by him, is very absent-minded. He can't remember names, and he passed on that gene happily to me, like one periya sottu ni vachika. He gave me, and I can't remember names at all. So intelligence and memory power has a go together to come up in the top class. So I have never got my first rank. So when there was a subject change in PC Alexander governor's rule that if you take the first group, there was computer science which was introduced, and there was no biology in the first group, and it is pure science and pure mathematics, computer science. And if you take pure science, you can go to a doctor, you can go to MBBS, but then if not, you don't have a choice. You have only botany and zoology, and there's no biotechnology and other things. My dad said it is your passion, so I took it up, and then he had got voluntary retirement after his army, and I needed 0.7% cutoff mark. I lost it in the ex-serviceman quota, and somebody offered my dad a 60,000 bribe to get me a seat, and 60,000 bribe is just nothing. But he is being a strict disciplinary army officer. He denied, and you should have put hard effort to do that. And I didn't get the seat. But immediately I was ended up with botany, which there's one subject called plant taxonomy, which is full of binomial names. God, I would even not dream of passing that paper. But then when you ended up with that, I used to write 1,000 cards of names, and the first semester I literally lost my semester. No friends, no mobiles, no boys, no sightseeing, nothing, just plant taxonomy paper. Over and again, even in restrooms I used to revise, see those cards continuously. And it gave me not a pass percentage. I was a university rank holder for plant taxonomy. And that, how do you really achieve? You just have to feel you want to do it, just break the odd, that's it. So I hated my dad that time, but then because of not giving the bribe, but then now when I turned out to be a molecular biologist and I take my first MBBS students in Shibalaji Medical College for their genetics subject, I feel so good. I didn't become a doctor, but I'm teaching the doctor students for their genetics, so that I'm happy with. So just to be happy with what you're not able to do, but then still you can make something to happen. So that's why that every woman has that willpower, which you really have to know that you have that. So that's my one extra message here. And so Dr. Janani, okay, this is a general question. Apart from your education part, what are some effective strategies which we should take for combating gender-biased violence and harassment in both public and private sectors?
Okay, that's like too big, too wide. Like I said, we cannot go combat anywhere. That is not like, you cannot just go and fight, because we just said, we are all privileged sitting here. So just like ma'am was talking, Aarti was very unprivileged, So it is there. So combating is like, it's not a face-to-face combat. Like I said, it has to start from your education. So when I say education itself, in schools, teachers play a very important role. When you have, your textbooks also play an important role. Okay, so I was just thinking of this some time ago. Our textbooks shows gender-biased roles. A nurse is always a female. Mother is always cooking, and father is always with a TV or with a laptop. We are starting, our children are, already focused on that. So my son, before going to school, he thought the work is done by both at home. After going to school and after seeing his textbook, he's asking me, this is mummy's work and this is daddy's work. He's in his 3rd standard, he's 8 years old. So until I sent him to school, his mindset was, every work is done by everybody in the house, because we are like that. Everybody does every work, so it starts at home. Then, I had to tell him just pictorial representation, don't go by it. Yeah, so that is where it has to start. It has to start from a very kindergarten level. They have to normalize things. Like ma'am was telling, there should be a day when it is normalized, when we don't have people asking me, how do you feel like being a woman entrepreneur? How do you feel being a woman in STEM? All these questions are always bombarded. I don't feel very proud and all. I've been just doing what I have to do with a passion to it, but you're able to achieve it. So I think everybody can do it, and the combating is very personal. Everybody has to do their own combating work, and like I just said, education is very important. You know your rights, you can definitely combat your from your place. You know what is wrong, what is right, how to seek help for what is wrong, what is the right method to get, seek help, stand for yourself. And I think that's how you can start combating in a very small level.
So that's a very good answer, that educating a woman, education gives you that knowledge how you can combat. So that requires a round of applause from the audience. I think I want you people to be in. It's all for you, we are doing it. And please don't sleep. I know it's going to be lunchtime and you're all waiting. But even we are waiting from morning. So just give us some motivation for us also to, be attentive for you. Yeah, you can. Yeah, yes, ma'am. And we thank Lisa, ma'am.
Check. It was an honor for us to have Her Excellency Ms. Lise Talbot, Madam Consul General of France in Pondicherry and Chennai with us today. Thank you, ma'am, for having blessed us with your grace and presence. We were indeed privileged to have you with us today. Thank you so much. Special thanks to Mrs. Vijaya Saraswati Shivanarayan from French Consulate for helping us with a collaboration with SIMATS Engineering. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Did I ask you a question? My absent-mindedness. Sorry. Did I ask you a question?
Not yet.
Okay. Oh, I think we will move to her. We need a little life.
Thank you.
Okay, so why does this Women's Day mean to you personally, and why is it very important to commemorate?
So, Women's Day personally is beautiful because, in the sense that we are celebrating the victory of each and everybody's accomplishments. It's not just the entirely whole, like making the norms and stuff, but it's your individual accomplishments. So, the beauty of celebrating the Women's Day is always on your personal accomplishments, as also it gives you an enlightenment that for what are we fighting for? The equal rights that we need, not just the men and the women, but what all the equal rights and equal opportunities that a woman can get.
Without a noise, if you can all move out, that will be better. Girls, don't make noise. If you want to move out for your class or something, just move silently.
So basically, I don't want to eat up your mind and stomach right now. I know everybody is very hungry. So let's just be equal in our rights here. Thank you.
That is really nice of you. And I am, inspiration or learning is never been, the age is not a criteria. So I'm just trying to learn something from her. The way she is handling questions and the way she is really happy. Way to go, Namrata.
Thank you, ma'am.
And Dr. Janani. Okay, so this is for you. Because being an entrepreneur and the scientific community, industry and workplace, what are the challenges, some of the challenges which women face? And how do we address them?
Okay, so facing challenges are there.
Anything, harassments or...
So I'm actually very happy on a Women's Day because, I'm always sharing the dais with women. But when it comes to other programs or when it's a business meet, I'm usually left out. Being a woman in a very deep tech business, or which is a very deep tech business, which is majorly ruled by men, it is very difficult to make business proposals because men make their business, it's usually, they make their business proposals over a wine and dine opportunity. And, it is a little very uncomfortable at that particular point, but being bought in an Indian background and an Indian cultured house, that is a little difficult area there. So that is one of the major challenges where, I face a lot of challenges personally, so that is not a very comfortable zone for me, and I do definitely face challenges. And how did I overcome that? I pulled my husband into the business. We're couplepreneurs now. He takes care of it. He takes care of the business and the dealings, and I do the technology. So, that's the simplest solution I could think of. So my husband supports me in my journey, and he tries to blend in. So we both go together for meetings, and at that time it's comfortable to me, because even though I'm left out, I have my partner with me who's giving me a company. So that is one thing. And usually when we come on the technology or the working side also, again this deep tech, both technology as well as the medical sector, is again filled with a lot of men, or it is the male. There's an imbalance of gender in the work roles, so we don't usually make a lot of friends. We are always left alone. We have to deal with things alone, so that's a little difficult phase again. But yes, I just try to make friends. There are good men out there who actually gel with you, and they make friends with you, and they continue the journey with you. I do have a good couple of friends who are that way, who have supported me in the journey, who have connected me to correct business opportunities from the circle they know and all that. So yes, definitely there are challenges, and we just have to find way around it, to face them. That's it. Just make the best way, whatever suits you, make it that way.
That's very realistic, simple approach what you have adopted to. It's all like what we adopt to. So that's very nice. And the challenges at the workplace, and ideally, one of the award winnees said that we should have men in the crowd. That's actually very true, because we manage, but then they also have to go and take home message from here, because men are integral part of our society. We have to live with them in any way, however superwoman you are. And a couple of small challenges, like I was also research consultant. I am still research consultant for Tamil Nadu Forest Department, and also expert member for Tamil Nadu Biodiversity Board, Tamil Nadu government, and various expert meetings and all these IFS officers. Rarely you can find females, because the profession is as such. So in all those meetings, 10 men and I would be the odd one woman out, and they all will be chit-chatting, drinking also, and everything will be going on. And I don't have anything to do. All the meetings, you just get bored and you only have a phone to glue to. That time if you call your family, nobody will pick up only my calls. That time, they will call when I used to be on a podium addressing post-lunch session, making the last row girl or a boy not to text the first row boy. Ivlo challenges we need to make, and make them awake. We do a lot of effort to give lectures and talks. That time phone call will come on the podium from my husband. He says that Florida, there's no salt in sambar. Was that a thing to say? So cook has forgotten to put salt in sambar. This question is coming to me over the phone. Okay, if cook has forgotten, you put salt. That is all. Put salt. So immediately that has to come to us. My son will question, my shoes are missing. My daughter will say, Mommy, cook has not made a tiffin for me. Okay, you tell Anna to order. All that answers you have to give, standing in front of so much of students and giving a talk. This time when you call, they will not pick up the call. And then you face such a thing. Workplace, what I'm saying to say is men. There are cases where I don't know whether I should say, but then I really want to tell all women on how you can, it's all up to you how you can face such challenges. Also, not all women are lucky to have good, guys around to give support, and there will be challenges when you meet. I used to, some men in top positions say that you come out with a proposal, okay, so you come alone in the evening to come and meet me with a proposal, so why should I come home? Why should I come home to give the proposal when I have to give the research proposal at office? So I don't really need such research projects. When that person was transferred after 3 years. I went back with the proposal and I got the proposal funded also. So 3 years gap, I didn't get a funding, but that's okay with us, that we are working with some principles, and there will be challenge, but you still wait and you can achieve it. There will be ways coming up. 3 years of a wait, that's fine. So there's no compromise on your moral spirits and then discipline what you have got. When you do that, then you can go sleep peacefully, and there will be time when you can win or conquer things when things come up. And they were my bankers who wanted to shake hand with me every time they meet for no reason, so that you get some loan. We are not for that. These are small little things. And don't take them as such, oh my God, what this guy is doing. You can casually deal with things. Nothing will go against you if you don't give a space for it. That's it. So if you are good in that, then you can really, face any challenges. Be bold and be brave. And nothing will happen if you don't allow anything to happen. So, yeah, that's my... maybe my final questions, if I have for both of you, quickly. Namrata, how can educators create inclusive and supportive learning environments that promote girls' confidence, leadership, and critical thinking skills? So that's, there you can take that.
Okay. Thank you. So this is a very intense question to honestly start with, because
You can answer, I think.
because everything starts from nurturing a small sapling into a good tree is all on your environment and how you entirely nutrition it and nurture it, right? So similarly, even for us human beings, when we are in children and when we are in the school and play schools, it is our responsibility for the adults to know that how we place them in an environment by giving them leadership opportunities is first thing, that they build their confidence, their spokesperson skills. So all these kind of things are inculcated from a very young age that makes them and boosts their confidence. That's the first step. And the second is making a gender equal participation, especially in co-eds. If you see, you can see like many of the boys participating in many of the programs and girls are being very shy because you get that peer pressure, peer shyness and all that. But if you have the equal opportunity of having the numbers of equal gender, having like 5 people from each or anything in between, so these kind of differences can be equalized. And the third thing I would pinpoint is by giving more and more opportunities, even if there is less number of women, because that will help another fellow women to understand that, oh, she's able to do it. So idolizing them will also make them to follow their path, and also gives them, it's more like a sharing confidence. This sharing confidence concept has become so like silent in these days, but this is a very powerful empowerment that we can get, because that is what we stand for. We are winning something so that we can share our confidence with our fellow girls and women here. So that's my answer, ma'am. Thank you.
That's really wonderful to hear from you. And last question for you, Dr. Janani. Yeah, so how can schools and communities work together to challenge harmful stereotypes and biases that may limit girls' education and career choices? I think half the answer you gave in the beginning, but then you can just add on to it.
So school and communities, a lot of awareness programs are going on, but then like today's take-home message can be the awareness program should be for both genders together. So the men also, it becomes normalized. We don't have to keep talking about women empowerment, giving special place to women, not required. It has to become normalized that, everybody plays an equal role. That can happen. And like I was just saying, every community has very micro level management of their own beliefs and their own cultural practices. So when a school from that same, located in that same community tries to, also teach, school is the first place where parents are easily can be accessed, okay? So that's when school can also start giving career options equally to boys and girls, call parents and then, give them education, give them the at least show them how the other girls in the surrounding communities are, progressing, and instill that fire in the parents also, let your girls also, go ahead, just not finish the education, get them married off. That's not the aim of every parent. It shouldn't be the aim, but, every parent should also think of supporting their women children to, learn more, achieve more. And yes, without a parent support, the struggle for the child is, it's like beyond, everybody else can go against her. That's okay, she can face even that. But when her parents are not supporting her, then that becomes very, very difficult, because a child is dependent on the parent until the age of 18 at least. But even then, even beyond it, till now I am dependent on my parents. They're taking care of my kid. But then still, at least until 18 years, they have no rights in our country. They have to be dependent on their parents. So, we should start the education, or we should start the empowerment journey with parents. And I think currently young parents are really inclined. So young parents, when I say, we are young, we have young children, we are also, when we are talking on stage for women empowerment, and then we also give talks to other communities. I've been giving a lot of talks in rural areas and rural schools and rural communities also, when they have, usually call me for a genetic talk, where it is either on a women menstrual hygiene, or for some they have genetic disorders. But then I also put in a bit of this in the end of the talk, and I tell them, see, I'm standing here, encourage your children, girl children, to learn more and all that. So, that I've seen changes, and I've had girls who come back to me and tell, ma'am, that day you told this after your talk, my parents understood the importance of education, and they allowed me to do the education. That actually brings me some happiness when I see women coming back. So yes, schools and communities, they play a very, very important role. And this education section, either a school or a primary school or a college or a pre-college, whatever it is, whatever is educating body in that community, they play a very important role in empowering women's education especially.
Thank you, Dr. Janani. And I would take this opportunity really to thank SIMATS for giving us this wonderful opportunity. And I really enjoyed the time, the entire half a day, and the way it was being taken, and under the leadership of Registrar Ma'am, a very pleasant woman. And I've met you many times also in Savita Dental. You were not, you remember? So I've always had that in my mind, that a lot of people inspire us in little ways, and it's really very nice to see you here and giving such an inspirational talk, and all the women. And just wanted to say here that please try, and before that, about the men harassment, if something I had told off the record, if you can delete that off. I just want to be a little cautious on that, whatever I said. Just with this little story, if I could complete it, just 2 minutes, that when I started off my company in 2008, and then 2012 I went for my DSAR recognition to New Delhi to get my license from Ministry of Science and Technology, Department of Science and Industrial Research. So there were 5 men sitting in front, and all of them giving me a cold look, because a woman from down south, and I'm basically from Nagarkoil, Kanyakumari, from a fisherman community where men go for fishing and women study, and they become professors, teachers, lecturers, and then education is being really good in Kanyakumari districts for literacy level. But where does that start? It started from the education literacy level of women. When men go for sea and women start studying, that changed the entire scenario in down south. So that's just off the record. So when I went to the Delhi shivering cold with two gloved hands, and in a winter season, and one of my staff assistant was assisting me with the laptop. They did not even give me a projector to present my case on the projector, because my company's turnover was less than 1 crore, and they wouldn't even much give a thought about that, and just looked at me. So having gone to a place, traveling from here there, and you don't have a projector to present, you are given a place where there were pack of files, and on top of the files I had to keep my laptop and project. Just demotivating, very demoralizing. And financial advisor of DBT, scientific committee members, and DSAR department's coordinators, all men sitting and just trying to give one look, which is another demotivating factor. And they didn't. Second slide, the financial head went off, because the second slide was financial slide where my company's financial was portrayed. So somebody asked that, okay, he just went off. Okay, I'll come back. Yeah, so okay. So I had left out with 4 more people to present. And they said your financials, you're less than 1 crore company, and Biocon and other $1 million companies are there in our list, so we are proud of them. I asked them that, wait a second, that you having an established company in your profile is a proud moment for you, or giving a chance to somebody to come up by giving them an accreditation is going to be a proud moment for you. And my assistant held my hand and said that, Mom, please don't talk. I didn't answer him, but what I wanted to say is that what I had in my mind is, we have gone to talk. You knock, and when the door is not getting open, then you bang. So when you bang, somebody will open to see who's that person who's just banging. That time you enter and present. That's the strategy. If you're not allowed an entry, you do that. And make an entry for yourself and then present. I said, I'm come here to present, sirs, that from down south, they're long miles away, and at least I deserve my PPT to be presented. Just give me 10-15 minutes to complete my PPT. You give me an accreditation or license or whatever is up to you, but then my case has to be heard. Okay, madam, proceed. Okay, then I went on for 15 minutes, finished it. They listened to every slide. Whether they wanted to, I forced them to listen. And after that, there was no site visit for me. Usually, they come from Delhi to have a visit and then find out how it is and all that. There was no site visit. And a lesser known company in 2012, with 3 months of record time, I got my DSAR recognition. So that one thing, why I really want to say is that traveling alone as a woman, everybody questions. And handling everything as a woman, everybody questions. Be confident. If a no comes to you, don't settle down for a no. Just try to find out how you can make that no to a yes for yourself if you want it. And don't definitely settle down for something which is thrown to you which you don't want it. Just fight and be a warrior. Anything you can make it happen. Every woman has that in it. So that's my message for all of you. And thank you so much, and for the management and for the organizers and the dignitaries. Thank you so much.
So somebody has to thank ma'am also for moderating the session so well. She's been she's been asking us to take rests, but then she's been continuously talking very, very nicely put forward. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that.
Thank you, Dr. Florida, for moderating this panel session so beautifully, and thank you all the panel members. As we draw near the end of our celebration, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for joining us today. Today, we have celebrated the resilience, strength, and achievements of women around us. It's my honor to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. I would like to thank our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. N.M. Veerayan, Directors Dr. Deepak Nalaswamy and Dr. Ramya Deepak for their continuous guidance and support extended to us always. It was an honor for us to have Her Excellency with us today. Words are not enough to thank our Registrar, Dr. Sheeja Varghese, who has been with us all day, and we are thankful to you, ma'am, for gracing this occasion with your presence. My special thanks to all our eminent awardees who have proven us that as a woman we can achieve wonders. I also thank the members of the panel discussion for their vibrant panel session. Thank you for your presence. Next, I would like to thank our organizing team, headed by Principal of Savita College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Dr. Gunita Arun Chando. Thank you, ma'am, for radiating the source of energy required to make this day a success and for your special guidance. I also thank Principal of Savita College of Architecture, Dr. Jyoti Lakshmi, for her support. Special thanks to Dr. Lakshmi, Dean of International Affairs, SIMATS, and Dr. Radhika, Professor of SIMATS Engineering, for their continuous support. Thank you. My sincere thanks to the organizing members of Savita College of Liberal Arts and Sciences and SIMATS Engineering who have supported us in this endeavor, and the students who have made this a success. Finally, I would like to thank all the principals, deans, faculty members, and students of all the constituent colleges of SIMATS for making this day a success. I would like to conclude with a quote. If you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. We need women who are so strong, they can be gentle, so educated, they can be humble, so fierce, they can be compassionate, so passionate, they can be rational, and so disciplined, they can be free. Wish you all a wonderful Women's Day. Thank you. Now let's rise up for the national anthem. I request all the students to remain standing as the dignitaries leave the dais after the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे